Welcome to the Spa Girls podcast, the perfect place today if you just want to laugh, if you want to laugh at us
Yeah,
or
more
yourself,
like it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
actually maybe you want to join us on the journey of our last 12 months. The good, the bad,
Oh,
and the ugly, but
And
actually
I
just the positive.
and you need to be watching this one just to see our head. Where Trudy's not got anything, and
Oh
she's
my
very
gosh.
actually,
green.
Trudy's got
What sort of
green.
attitude's
She's got
that?
Christmas underwear on. We're not allowed to
Oh,
show that because we're not quite that
yeah.
desperate for
Oh my God,
income
she's
yet
now.
on
You
YouTube.
don't
But
actually have to go the whole hog, Trudy. Put that off your face. Oh my gosh.
Look,
If you're
she's
not
gonna
watching
start.
seriously,
normally it's Trudy,
the
the one
kid is
that's dressing up.
misbehaving. Mm.
Normally it's her, and
And
we're
look at
like
her.
shamed
She's the
into
Christmas
our
Grinch.
lack of.
Oh, look, she's wearing green. She is.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
guys need to come on and vote for who you think's got the best headwear. Really, like
I'd just like to point out that my ears are bigger than Wendy's because,
Well, we've always known that though. So
size matters,
lucky
mate.
you.
Size matters. Look at that.
Sure, certainly does.
Well, I went all out with a bit of tinsel and
Do yours move around a bit, Cher?
they're
I feel like
trees.
they,
They're
yeah,
trees.
I
Look.
think they have
Mine,
quite high
mine have got
quality.
bells. Mine have got bells.
Mine have
Oh
got
my God.
lights, so
Right, well,
sorry.
I feel like we should actually talk about something other than the
Whoa.
belt. Oh my God, yours lights up.
Reindeers.
That's a bit
Oh,
flash.
It's not
That's
bad, eh?
yeah.
Not
No,
bad.
no, you
fancy.
get points
Anyway,
for
All
that.
Christmas
right.
episode of the Spa Girls podcast.
Woohoo! Things
First
are
of all,
fairly loose at this times of year, time of year.
Merry
And
Christmas.
Sean
Right?
sounds
Merry
drunk.
Christmas.
I
Merry
think she's the
Christmas.
teetotaler.
We hope you've had a fantastic year. We
Yeah.
hope you're all excited about next year,
this is being
2025.
published on Christmas Day in New Zealand, so it's the
Is it though?
25th of
Oh,
December
okay.
here,
Yes.
which will be the Christmas Eve for our northern climed friends
Okay.
who are in the cold, but we are sweating like hogs down here, down under.
Yeah. Those of us not in the
Well, I
air
actually had my
conditioning.
I
window
feel like
open.
I'm not sweating
So-
like a hog. I'm sweating delicately. In fact, I'm perspiring.
Perspiring.
Isn't it
That's
glowing
right.
Isn't it called
way?
glowing? Don't ladies
Glowing.
glow?
Glowing.
I'm
Glowing.
not.
I've
Yeah.
never
Faint
glowed in my
sheen.
life.
Just a faint sheen. Faint sheen.
Yeah.
I hope you guys have learnt a lot from us this year.
Yeah,
today?
And
thank
our
you.
amazing guests. Just bringing it back on track just slightly.
Thank
Sorry.
you, I'm back
Yeah,
on
well
track.
done, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, who's your favourite guest that we've had on this year? I can't do
Oh
this.
no,
No.
no,
Oh,
that's
no,
like
talk
asking
about
for your
that.
favourite
No.
Christmas
We
present
don't.
or your
Yeah.
favourite child.
Actually,
Child,
or
yeah.
Okay.
To be
All
honest,
right, I won't
favourite
do
child
that.
would be easier than that. You know,
We've
like,
had
Yeah.
some
come on.
amazing people on. This year has been pretty awesome.
We
I'm
have.
Oh,
pretty
absolutely.
happy.
Yeah.
We might
has been.
save that for the New Year's one. How's
I
that?
think so.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right
Are
then.
you going to make
All
us
right,
choose?
Trudy. Okay.
All right. All right.
Don't be
Feeling like
throwing
what? I got to look.
those curveballs out there. Okay.
Okay.
Kids,
Well,
they're so
let's-
hard to wrangle.
Yeah.
Let's talk then. Let's talk
Okay.
about one lesson or two that we've learnt this year. Let's
Okay.
find some things that we've learnt in 2024. 2024 is my year, by the way, in terms of numerology. 24 is
Oh.
my number.
How'd that work out for you? Yeah, so that silence will tell you all. The facial expressions that
Do
came
not
along
adjust your
with it.
set.
Just wasn't my best ever or anything, but it wasn't a bad year.
Yeah.
Okay, things I've
Yeah.
learnt. Shall I go first? I'm
You
go
feeling
on
like-
then.
Okay.
Go
Lead
on.
by example.
Lead by
Yes.
example. Well,
Do it.
me and Cher went to RAM this year,
Mhm.
and I
Yay.
learnt so much at RAM that my head exploded. So that was awesome. But I think one thing that I got from RAM is that just keep trying stuff. And even if you think something is over and dead or you can't do it anymore, give it another shot, because what I'm thinking of is actually TikTok. So I had in my head, I was like, oh, TikTok's over. I've missed the rush. I've missed the boom. I'm not going to, no one's doing TikTok anymore. It'll be the next thing. And then at RAM, everyone was talking about TikTok. Like several of the speakers talked about how they were still using TikTok successfully to help promote their books. And I was like, man, and why didn't I start that a year? I mean, my original account was from 2 years ago, but anyway, that's a whole nother story. And so I gave it another shot, and I've been doing better actually. Like I've been playing around with different things. Stuff has come on. So I did Kate Hall's course after we had her on the podcast, and I've been using some of this suggestions from her, and I've been looking back at stuff from RAM, and I'm trying again, and I'm feeling a bit more positive about it, and a bit more like this time it's going to work, and this time it is working better. So I don't know. I
Awesome.
just feel like
Consistency, eh?
not just, well, I'm terrible at being consistent, but I just feel like
Well, I
getting
don't
in
think
and
you're
doing it
terrible at it,
again.
but, you know,
And
yeah.
well, I'm not terribly consistent, but just continuing to get in there and just keep going, and don't just stop after 5 minutes.
Because
would
it hasn't yielded results. You've got to keep it
giving
going.
up
Yeah.
too early and too soon is kind of, I guess what I'm trying to say. So yeah,
Cool.
that would be my one.
All right,
Cheryl.
I'll go next.
Good.
So part of mine was kind of the things that Trudy had said, because we did have a good time at RAM and we did learn all too much. But also on that note, you're never too old to learn, because I am the living proof of that. But
Too.
and I think that you're never too old to try new things. And they do require some sort of commitment, but also some perseverance, and, as Wendy said, consistency. But for me, the biggest thing is asking for help, because we all don't know everything, and we all have blocks that we put up to stop us from learning things in a certain way. Lord knows my relationship with Facebook is at the best rocky, but I think that asking for help is huge, and it can come from so many sources that you're only scratching the surface if you have a friend. We've talked about it so much, about groups and other authors in your genre especially is a huge one, because people always know something you don't. And if you make it reciprocal, it's not like you're begging for favors. You're just swapping information and swapping talent and intuition and all those things, all those lovely things that will help push you ahead. And it has always helped me. And that's why I'm a spa girl.
Wow.
Yeah,
That was
baby.
rousing. That was rousing, right?
Nice.
No
Nice.
pressure, Wendy, but you've got to be as good as Cher as one,
Well,
Yeah.
that's not going to happen, mate. I'm telling you now. For me, what was the question? Which one are we doing? We're doing
Learning.
learning. Um, well, I learnt that I opened a shop, so I had to learn all about that. And moving on from what Cheryl was saying about your limitations and understanding that, and actually there aren't any, and just because you think you're older and you think you've done everything. And in this game, I have learnt it's not a sit on your laurels scenario. It's a move and adjust, and then move and adjust, and then move, especially if you want your income to rise. It's like, okay, this worked this year, doesn't necessarily that's going to work next year. And I know that's not what you want to hear from us. I think there are some core things that work consistently well all the time, but I still think there are always new things that you can try and discard. So I got on the open your shop bandwagon. Well, actually, my assistant and I got on that because she's younger and a great deal smarter than I am in many ways.
Yes, but you bred her though, Wendy. To be fair,
So
you
you
birthed
she's
her.
all
Mate,
right.
Good job. Yeah.
Really,
Right,
that
kudos.
takes the cake first, you know.
So I write under two pen names. My historical pen name is with Amazon, and the other one is White. So I thought, well, let's have a crack, right? Which is have a go for you people over there that don't know what have a crack is. So we did that, and we took the course. We did all the things all the time, and I got online and followed groups, and there's some amazing information on Facebook and groups to join. And yeah, so it's been good, but it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. But what I like is that when I see a sale come in, I think, yeah, that's mine. You know, like, so that's good. So on that vein, I've now got a course that I'm going to do about special editions and sort of trying to bring that in. I've actually just started Wendy a shop for her. We are going to just put our audios on there. We're taking them off everything else because we don't make a cent off anything else, you know, like, and we're going to do that. So it's a slow progress, and that's quite hard for me because I like to see instant gratification and results.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, so that's
fair.
probably been a big learning curve for me this year. And accepting that things don't work instantly is a big situation for me. So
bit of patience.
Not something I'm really well known for. So yeah, I think that in itself has been a real big learning curve for me. And all, it's just, I just think there's so much work we have to do all the time with this business, you know.
Yeah,
We-
there
You
is.
know, the more books you have out there, I say if you're new, enjoy it, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
like, because
gosh, yes. Yeah.
you know,
Take me back to the day.
you know,
Yep.
I wouldn't have it any other way, just FYI.
No,
But
no.
yeah, it is a real learning curve, and you need to be on the balls of your feet at all times. Really,
Mhm.
that's me.
Cool.
Anyway,
Balls in
Shah?
feet. Okay, Shah, it's you.
First of all, I've learned that I can finish and publish books. So that's been a
Yay!
major,
Well,
major.
and plural.
Plural,
Yeah.
yeah, plural. I've also learned that, just reiterating really what Wendy said, that you just can't publish it and they will find you. I mean, I know all this, but it's one thing to know all of this and it's another thing to do all of this. And so, and it's just, yeah, you've just got to, you are a farmer and your little books are these cute animals now that you have to tend. And so when another animal goes into your paddock of books, you've got to then update the other the other animals in the paddock, kind of thing. And it's, you've got to factor that in. And it is, you are a publishing business and you just, there's no getting around it. So you can either fight it or you can just embrace it. And I think, you know, if you're wanting to write for pleasure, that's fine and dandy, but then it's different. And so when our audience is those that are self-publishing to reach readers and to sell books, and you've got to work it. And like Wendy said, I think for me, so I'm about, next year I'm going to start a second pen name, and it's going to be in a different genre because I am still finding my feet and I want the income to go up, and that's just how it is. So, you know, I think the particularly, there's a lot of scary stories out there, and I'm not going to go into them because we're keeping this upbeat and we're, you know, it's Christmas and all the rest of it. But the anecdote, or the antidote, not the anecdote, the antidote to that is that you're looking after your own paddock of your lovely animals. You're a farmer, you're a book farmer, and you can control that. You can't control what goes on outside that. So I think just kind of focus on that, of what you can. Otherwise, there be the way of going mad.
Yeah.
It's interesting,
Special-
that even though you kind of know all the stuff,
yeah.
as it's kind of like you still have to kind of remind yourself as you do
Absolutely.
it
Yeah.
to do the
Special brands
advertising or
of
do the-
fertilizer and manure work on
like
different
And there's
things,
an-
right?
Yeah.
And I
don't-
can say this, hand on heart, there is a vast difference between reading things, listening to podcasts, knowing things, even frankly doing them for other people, than it is for doing it for yourself. There is. And it is, you know, you've just got to dive on in, and I mean, you know, I've published before, but now I'm actually actively, regularly publishing, and it feels fantastic. And there is no greater buzz than going onto the bookshelf and seeing your books. But then you realise that you haven't updated the back matter because number 4's come out. and so, yeah, there's spaces in your brain that get taken up differently. That's not just learning, it's the actual putting into action.
Yeah.
And the time, you know.
But the joy is that you're doing it for yourself.
But the joy is,
and that's the
honestly,
thing, you know?
it's just so cool. You know, whether it's 50 cents that you receive from Amazon or that's 500, it's a real buzz. But you gotta keep on your toes, as Wendy says, and I think that is actually going to become more important in the years to come. You've got to advertise, you've got to market, and I'm not necessarily talking about paid stuff, but you've got to be making your animals in your paddock work for you. Otherwise, you're just going to
ribbons
stand
around
there.
their necks
Like
and
fattening them up and stuff.
showing
you
them
know?
to the neighbours,
Yeah.
holding it up and saying, "Look at my lamb."
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Make
got a
sure they
pink
have a
coat.
service every now and again, like you would your car.
Oh, that kind of service, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It just had to go there, right? I think we need to move on.
We're talking about farms, okay?
So, yeah.
Anyway,
Well, okay, get them a health check.
yeah,
Every
that's
now
the
and
one.
again.
Trudy,
Yeah.
Okay,
what have
so
you
now
learned?
I went first.
She's already
Oh,
finished.
of course you learned it. You learned all the things at RAM. You
Yeah,
learned too
yeah.
much this
I
year,
learned
Trudy.
too much. I
Yeah,
learned all the things. But this year at RAM, like
You had to go
I
there with the RAM thing, eh, Shah? Now she's going to talk
Sorry.
about it again.
Well,
Where did you go?
rams, animals, servicing, it all goes together, Wendy, right?
Right.
It's
I
just
just
a
wanted to
beautiful
say,
symphony.
and it kind of segues from what Shah's sort of saying. It's like I learned a lot of stuff, and often and I will often learn stuff at conferences and then never do anything with it. So this time round, I have made a conscious effort to kind of put into practice the stuff that I have learned. And not all of it, but I'm just trying to just be more conscious about making sure I
Cool.
use the stuff that I learn, because I'm all input and a learner and a futuristic. The temptation is just to keep learning new things and not actually put into practice the actual things. So it kind of is the same thing as what you're saying about, like one thing to know it, but actually to put it into practice is
Yeah.
another thing entirely. So making sure that you are actually doing stuff and putting it into practice is a big thing.
I'd
All
rather
right, so
not know until I'm ready to know. I only want to know one thing at a time, not
and it
like
gets
17 million.
overwhelming if you're trying
you
to
know.
learn all the things, and it actually is. It's the opposite of helpful, getting to know too many things all at
Yeah.
one time.
But we've
I
always
guess
said,
that's
haven't we? Do it a little at a time.
yeah, and knowing yourself, knowing how much you can put on your plate without, like being physically ill. Like literally.
Breaking down.
Feelings from the inside. So the other thing we want to talk about today is what we are grateful for from this year. And there are a lot of things to be grateful for all around us. We've got lots of exciting things happening all the time. Grateful that we
I've
live
got
in
a
New
really
Zealand.
good Christmas tree in the background. I don't know.
You have got
do.
to listen. I feel like it's
Would
a
you be
10 out
grateful
of
for
10 for
that?
you, Wendy, because
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
made that effort
Yeah.
to put the Christmas tree up. Cheryl's put tinsel up. She's put
I do
decorations
have a
up.
tree,
Trudy
but
and I
yeah.
have done sweet FA. Just saying. Okay, now Trudy.
Trudy's getting the tinsel back. Too
Again,
late, bud.
he
Make
hates
more
the
of an effort.
tinsel.
Seriously.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Look
now
at
she's
you.
got to
That's
hold
like
it
a
up there for
frame.
the rest
If
of
you
the
just hold that
day.
I'm
there,
going to hold
Trudy,
it up
then.
for the rest of the
Okay.
She's
episode,
framed it.
just because I'm
Beautiful.
competitive and I
Who's
feel the need
going
to.
first
No,
on
actually,
the
that's
grateful? Grateful. Go Troodles. Go use
okay. Go
again.
me. All right, lots of things to be grateful for. In this year, I was grateful that I got to go to RAM. I was grateful that Cheryl was there with me. She was my roomie,
Oh,
and that was awesome. I was grateful. I had a great birthday. I'm grateful for. I mean, I just keep going.
big birthday. It was a big
Big
Yeah, it was a
birthday
big
with a
birthday.
zero
I
on
was
the
going to
end of
mention
it.
it, and then I was like, no, I don't want to say it out loud.
She was 29.
I was 29. Yes, that is how old I was.
It's
Yeah.
okay, mate. We share. Who knows, right?
Yeah. And I just so many good things have happened this year that yeah, I'm currently doing I guess a mentorship with Maggie Stivator, who is an awesome young adult author who's
You
Nice.
haven't told us that until we're on a public recording.
I knew. I knew.
yeah, I feel like I have said that, but
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you.
We just don't
Shah's
listen
got
when
a
she
memory
talks. That's the
problem at the
problem.
minute.
Yeah.
Literally in one ear and out the other.
yeah, like
Nice.
through
How's
the
that
ears.
going?
Yeah, so
Nice.
that is awesome. I'm really loving that, and I'm sort of
Awesome.
putting a focus on the kind of craft aspects at the moment, and that's kind of giving me joy. So I am really enjoying that. So I'm pretty.
You're a
happy with
craft
that.
junkie. That's you.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, and talking about getting overwhelmed, there was a point about a week ago where I was like, "Oh my God, I can't do this. This is all nightmare. I don't know how to." And then I got calmed down and got told that it was fine, and then keep going. So it's a journey, but anyway. So I'm just grateful that I can do that kind of thing. That there's people out there willing to help and open themselves up to that kind of thing. Grateful for Sky Warren putting on RAM. Just grateful for Spa Girls.
Yep, just as well you jacked that in there, really. Yeah. I was waiting.
Well, I'm always grateful for you guys.
I
So
know.
it sort of
I know
feels
you
like,
are.
I know. We just
Just like a trite thing to say, eh?
yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm grateful for.
Okay.
Is it though? Is it not? Okay, who's next?
Cheryl.
I am very grateful. I am grateful for pretty much every day. Some days are better than others. That's okay. I'm grateful for the team that we have here, the Spa Girls. I don't think that I would be going as long with podcasting if it wasn't for these guys, just
Yeah.
because life is so busy, But you know what? I know how much I'd miss it.
Yeah.
I know that, I can feel that. But not that they're any less important, but I am so grateful for my husband and my family for their support. I'm grateful for being
Yeah,
able
me
to do
too.
what
Can
I
I add
love.
that in? Can I
Yeah,
say that I'm
yeah.
grateful to my
No,
husband
you've had
and
your
child?
turn.
No,
Move
sorry.
on,
And,
mate.
and also,
Save that for
Trudy and
next
I are
year,
both
mate.
grateful for doing what we love. Like it's not actually love. It's like a passion, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else. I'm sure I've said that 100 times before as well. But yeah, it really is a privilege to be able to take my work to people that love it as well, and to
Yeah.
get that feedback. I mean, we all need a bit of praise from time to time, or a bit of encouragement. And that, honestly, that has got me through so much, really, just hearing from the people that love my work. So I'm so grateful for that. And yeah, I'm grateful for being able to look ahead at next year and go into translations, which I have signed a contract for 5 books in the series. So I'm very excited about that. And I do have some other news, but you'll just have to wait for that till the New Year podcast.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's me.
Okay. Nice. Well done, you. It was all
God, she
very.
did a
I don't-
cliffhanger. Now I want to do a
know.
cliffhanger. I
This is
don't
my
have a
last, right?
cliffhanger.
Yeah,
Damn it.
yeah.
Trudy's got her FOMO going on, but
With everything.
All right, Wendy.
What am I grateful for? I'm sure there's something. Oh,
You've got a
Rhea.
nice husband too.
Yeah, I
She's
know.
got a
That's all
lovely
goes
husband.
without saying. I've got a lovely
And family.
They're all great.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah, whatever.
Absolutely
Yada,
amazing.
yada, yada.
They are. They are. They're all very, very special. Especially my daughter who works for me, and she's amazing. But also, I just going to Rhea. I went to Rhea twice. And I think I'm just really grateful because you go there and we don't see our readers. We just don't. We'll get emails, we'll get messages, we'll get this, we'll get that. But just going there and just when people come up to you and they're just like almost in tears because you're their favorite author, or they bought you things with them, and would you like this, and would you like that, and you're just like, it's a very humbling experience. When someone tells you that your book got them through COVID, or your books, like that stuff makes it. I think we just tend to just write and put the books up and write and put the books up, and then when something like that happens, I think it's a real oh, okay, so this is why I do it. It's not just for me, it's because other people value my work and enjoy it and want to be part of it, and I think that is far more important to me than pretty much most things. So yeah, I think those things have made me realize how much I enjoy the connection with the readers, personal connection, like going to book signings and that. While I want to break out in a rash when I actually get there, it's nice to speak to people and have them come up to you, and those real Uber fans, so that's cool. Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah,
Very
makes
cool.
sense. And
Yeah,
I'm
that
grateful
totally
for
makes
all of
sense.
what Cheryl said too.
Yeah, ditto.
Have you got
ditto.
a cliffhanger?
Yeah.
You got a
I
Ditto
do
on
have
the
a
nice stuff.
cliffhanger. I
Yeah.
do have a cliffhanger actually, but I'm not going to tell you till next year.
Okay, so that is the
Okay.
cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
How exciting.
Well, the first thing that leaps out of me, and I just can say this is an entire body gratefulness that there's only 6 days of 2024 left. Where this is going out, this podcast.
Right. I was so confused for a minute.
I was like, what?
Well, 21 to 31, 25 to 31, yeah, 6. It's been a crapper of a year for many of us, and I just can't wait to say goodbye to it. So I'm incredibly grateful that there's less than a week on the calendar that I have to look at 2024.
Yep.
So with that,
Poor old 2024.
no, 2024, no, we're already
Christmas
fully one.
Day.
So I'm very grateful that this is
been
new
some
year.
nice
How's
things.
that? I'm very grateful to the Spy Girls that we are still here 9 years
Yes.
on. I think that's
And
honestly,
our
I think that's a
10th
really
year.
cool achievement, and we wouldn't have it without everybody that's listening to us and
Oh my God.
everybody that has honestly given us a word of praise or left a lovely review or even a not so lovely review. But just, without you guys listening, we wouldn't be doing this, because we would be certifiable if we were still talking to each other after 9 years and nobody was listening.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. And also for the 3,000 and a few people that have subscribed on YouTube. Thank you
my
for
gosh, thank you
letting
so
me
much,
achieve
people.
my dream of getting to 3,000. I really, really appreciate that.
Next goal 5.
Next goal 5 for
Oh,
2025. Let's make
Please
it a
don't do that. It'll be
5K.
us that has to suffer.
But I'm not going to beg so much.
You do.
I am very, very grateful for Pilates, honestly, without sounding like too wankery. It's actually, hey, look, it's loose. It's the end of the year. I'm allowed to say that. Sorry, we'll make sure that's got an E rating beside the podcast. But it's given me my back. It's meant that I can actually sit down. There was a point there, my back was so bad I couldn't sit for longer than 30 minutes at a time, and that's very tricky, as those of us who have back issues know, when you're trying to write or work at the computer,
or do a podcast.
or anything. So highly recommend looking after oneself, particularly one's back, and finding, well, I didn't have any core muscles, and apparently now I do, because things aren't slipping out anymore, so that's great. And just really great for actually writers that I've been getting into reading again, and I've been, some I haven't loved, but I just really appreciate all those that are putting out books and providing entertainment for those of us that want to disappear into another world. So yay authors.
Yay,
Yes,
authors.
I've read some
Yay.
great books lately. I've been really enjoying that
Me
too,
too.
actually. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Yay for authors. Yay for readers.
Yay for authors.
Yay
Yay
for
for everything.
Yay for
And
being
yay
able
for
to
us
write.
for surviving. Woohoo!
Yes.
For all of us.
It's
And
amazing.
yay for our Patreons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Patrons.
I have to say, our little
Patreons.
mastermind group is the only place I actually look forward to going into on Facebook these days, because I'm on Facebook less and less, and even in my Dahlia group, it's starting, like World War III breaks out every now and then, and it's like, really, it's a gardening group.
Yeah.
And our little haven of superstars in there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support on Patreon. But also, it's not just the financial support. Again, it's just for us having feedback and us being able to, share your stories and share your journeys, and just witnessing that is a real privilege, and we really, really appreciate it. So thank you.
And you're so kind to each other. I love that. It's
Everyone's really helpful and helping each other, and
So
it is
thank
lovely.
you.
Good
Yeah,
work.
and let's face it, you get to the stage of the year and you just think, I'd like to just go and be on an island with a big moat around it. And everyone just to leave me alone, because you're so tired, right? You get to the stage.
And now the truth comes out.
No, but what I'm trying to say is, and then you go into that lovely group and
I
these
know,
lovely
that's
people,
true.
and you're just like, oh, actually, it's not so bad, right? Because you are tired, right? Your kids are tired. Everyone's tired at this time.
Yeah.
It's been a
So
long
true.
year.
I think we've just got to be kind to ourselves and to others. Technically, I would point out that we are living on an island, Wendy, with a lot of water surrounding us. So, it's still...
and you live at the beach, just saying.
I'm just looking at the water as we speak, actually.
It's too... The only problem is it's the rest of the inhabitants on the island. You could just select half a dozen. That would be really cool.
You need
I
some
think-
of those billionaire romances where they kidnap the girl and take them to the island and then
Oh, yeah, that would do.
force
I
them
just
to
don't know if
stay
they'd be able to
there
pick
and-
me up. and
As
throw
long
me
as
over
the
their
billionaire
shoulder.
hops on the plane and he leaves me the heck alone, Justin.
Yeah. I'd like a billionaire mogul bookstore owner.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, but
And
it
he
was
said,
done, wasn't
I'm
that done with
locking
that?
you
that
in the bookstore with
Wasn't
all
that
this
done, though,
coffee.
in
and
the
Was that
You've
one
Got
with Meg
Mail?
Ryan? Is it
Yeah,
You've Got
and
Mail?
Tom
Yeah.
Hanks.
Yeah, you've got
Yeah.
mail. Yeah.
That was a
I
cute
know that
movie.
one,
That was a
Wendy.
cute
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I'm
I can have
not
my own
feeling that
fantasy.
mogul retailers are really a thing these days.
He's not coming in there with me, mate, just FYI.
Oh,
But what I
mean,
do want to...
like instead of buying a sports team, buy a bookstore. Why not?
Team.
You know,
There are
a
lots.
team.
That's the cool thing about TikTok and the resurgence of special editions and all these kinds of things. Bookshops, romance
Yeah,
bookshops
that's
are
true.
popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
I just like online. I've just noticed several of them in
Yeah.
different places around the States. And then there was the Cat T. Morgan. Was that her name? Cher? Who
No
was that?
idea. You're talking.
Oh, I can't remember her surname. Definitely Cat was her
Oh, was
first
she
name.
at RAM?
Mason.
Oh, we weren't
Mason?
there, so I'm not
No,
sure.
I think I'd like to point out that Wendy and I weren't at RAM, and we hold no
was Cheryl,
grudges
neither
around
of you.
there
No malice
at all.
No
But
malice
she's
at all.
No
got a
malice.
bookstore in Australia. So
She
there's
has. She's such a lovely girl. She
whatever
I
her
say
name
that,
is.
anybody's younger than me, but yeah, she has a store and she fully supporting Australian authors. And I
Awesome.
think that is perfect. In every
Yeah.
country, we should be supporting our own authors
Yeah.
like so much
Yeah.
because it matters.
Yeah.
They've got lots of
Absolutely.
It
stories to
really
tell.
does.
It's
Yeah.
very exciting.
And on that note, I think we also need to just make a little comment about being good community members. It's really
Yeah.
vital.
Yes.
You know, love each other,
Yeah.
support each other. Hey, if someone does something you don't like, back away.
And if you
Don't
don't
engage.
like somebody, avoid. Go for the path of
Yeah.
avoidance.
Least resistance. Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
find the people you do like, maybe. And
Yeah.
Find your
Yes.
people, you know.
find your people and go hang out with them and be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
if you haven't
Hear,
joined
hear.
our Spa Girls private
Yes.
community, come and join there.
I was just going to say, I wish
could
we
be
had a
your
way
people.
of handing out Christmas treats in there, like
Yeah.
food, but we don't.
Yeah, we don't.
But
We're
maybe
their
you can share
Christmas
some
treats,
pictures.
dude. We
Yeah.
are their
We're
Christmas
Well,
your
looking
Christmas
like this,
treats.
how could we not be? Yeah.
I mean, we're hot.
I want Cheryl's ones because they're just going me every time
Yeah,
she
you need
moves.
to
I
get on
could
YouTube
see you
to
as
see
an
that.
alien, Trudy. I could actually. That's very sort of,
Okay, that's
Fine
probably
home.
enough. But
Do
I
you know
just
what?
want to
I've
say,
become a believer in
Merry
aliens
Christmas,
ever
everyone.
since I went to Houston Planetarium. I've been
I'm
pretty much
sorry, you've
convinced that
become
there
a believer in aliens
yes,
since
they're
when?
definitely
Of course she
aliens.
has.
There's
Aren't we
millions of
surprised?
galaxies out there.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it on the screen.
All
have to
right,
be
all right.
aliens.
Let's
All
not
right,
start
all
getting
right.
contentious.
Now, everyone, let's just say Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a
Okay, all right.
fantastic
Focus
break
back
with your
on this
family,
whole podcast
and
thing.
Happy New Year. And we will see you on
See
the other
you
side.
next week. We're
Yeah,
still
take care of
going to be
yourself.
here.
No, I just
And
want to say
love
that
the
'cause
ones
it's
you
And
love.
if you got
good.
congratulations if you got to the end of this podcast. That's what I want to
'Cause
say
I
to
won't.
you.
If
To be
I have to
honest,
listen to it
we
again.
all need a
podcast.
medal after getting through the end of the year. So woohoo! Medals for
All
you
right.
I'm
and
actually
you
okay
and
with
you
Christmas,
and
though.
you.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I've had a great year. Anyway,
Yeah.
but Merry
All
Christmas
right.
to everyone. Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Enjoy
Bye.
the turkey or whatever you eat, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We
We
wish you a Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
My lights have stopped.
La,
Oh, there's my
la,
horns.
Christmas.